Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Jessica. It's another episode of the Summer Book Club. It is, as always, on the Handbook of Catholic Moms. Me and various other YouTubers are reading this book and doing an episode on each chapter. If you go down below, you'll have links to all the other people who are doing an episode on this chapter. This is chapter 6. It is the last chapter in the section that is labeled Heart, and it is on parenting on your own. Now, the author does not have a lot of experience in this, so she asked other people to talk about it for parts. And it does go into if you're a parent because your spouse has died, because you've had a divorce, perhaps you were never actually married in the first place, or even those temporary situations like if you're a military family and your spouse is deployed for a length of time. Like the author, I do not have personal first-hand experience with this. When our oldest was young, Nate was working nights and going to school as well, so I didn't actually see him a lot, but it wasn't that I was all on my own parenting day in and day out. Quite often he'd get home from work at like 8, 9 in the morning, and when our child woke up, he'd take her downstairs to hang out with him and, put her in her swing, play with her, do things to keep her amused for a while I was sleeping. So I don't have anything really to say on the actual topic of parenting on your own. I am going to comment on one thing that stood out to me in this chapter. One of the things it mentions in the book, especially for single mothers who have sons, is they need to have a male role model for their sons. Pointing out things like big brothers, scouting, sports teams, even just having another family that you're close with. And that's one thing that stood out for me, because even when I was just telling our friends for the first time that I was pregnant, I very much wanted to, let them know that they're allowed, a certain amount of being able to be a role model for them. Later on in the homework, it points out that, you should have the numbers and information for your support system somewhere where everyone in the household can reach it. I have given my oldest daughter, because she has a tablet and texts people on it, the numbers of both sets of grandparents, all their biological aunts and uncles, all their aunts and uncles that are just friends of ours that are close enough that we consider them aunts and uncles for the kids, simply because she wants to talk about something, and it's something that maybe I won't get, either because, I'm the mom, so I can't understand what she's going through, or even if it's something technical, like she likes art, and our one friend is a professional artist. I think it's important that kids have a length of other adults that they can go to, and I both consider them a trusted person that they can talk to, and they consider it someone. So although some of our friends have a lot different ideas of philosophy and what they should do with life, we know that they're going to go and try giving them the best advice they have personally, while, following, not doing anything that they know outright goes against our morals and beliefs. So that's one thing in this chapter that I really thought was important. Not just for, boys to have male role models, which of course science and various studies have shown have been really important, but also girls should have male role models they can look to. And boys and girls should also have other, female role models to look to, in that they can ask for help. As much like in the last chapter, one of the very important parts of this was ask for help when you need it, which I think is an important thing for both the parents, as this is a book for moms, but also the fact that it's good to have your children have a support system where it's not just their friends who are going to say stupid stuff because they're the same age as them and they don't know things about the world, or they're going to Google it and whatever comes up first is what they come to. But, I don't care if my daughter goes and texts her uncle about something and, she doesn't, necessarily, tell me about it first, because maybe it's something that the uncle will handle or deal with or understand better, because I trust that although, yes, this is the same guy who we could convince to yell running around the house 5 times, well, he's matured quite a bit, and well, as someone who loves our daughter as a family member, as she is his niece, he wants the best for her and therefore is going to give her what he thinks is the best advice. So anyway, that was the one thing I really took away from this chapter that personally relates to me at this time, as I thankfully have not dealt with the situations of the people that she got to talk about things in this chapter. Like always, the chapter ends with Mom's homework. This being homework that largely is for if you are in this situation. For example, getting counseling is something that, it directly relates to earlier when they were talking about the importance of if there is a death in the family, especially in cases like this where it's largely going to be a surprise death, or it's going to be a illness you wouldn't expect someone to get at a young age, but they did get, how important it is to get counseling. However, there are other homeworks that will work for everyone. Like, I know I need to work on updating my last will and testament, and although my family members know where it's at, it has been a few years, so I should look it over, adjust things, and so forth. Also at the end, it has web resources. In this case, the web resources are a bit narrow in their scope, as they all seem to deal with either divorced or widowed people. So it doesn't deal with every single situation mentioned in this chapter. However, it does cover a lot of the ones that are mentioned. So, like I said at the beginning of the episode, go down below, click on all the links for everyone else. I know I've had some problems with the links not working right, even though they're there. So if they're not working right, you have the channel name in the front, so you can go ahead and look for it that way. And go ahead and, like and subscribe this episode, and then like and subscribe to all those episodes, so then you don't have to worry about the channel links next time. You'll have it in your subscriptions. And until next time, remember to live your faith, love your faith, share that love.